Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Miss Puong English. If this is your first time here, you're in for something special, because today, we are going to learn English in one of the funniest, most entertaining ways possible. That's right, today's video is called Reacting to Funny English Videos Learn While Laughing. And let me ask you this. Have you ever watched someone speak English in a very strange, funny, or wrong way? Maybe they said the wrong word. Maybe they used the wrong pronunciation. Or maybe they said something that sounded okay in English, but was actually completely wrong. Well, today, we are going to watch some of those moments together. And here's the best part. We're not only going to laugh, we're also going to learn real English while we laugh, because every mistake is a lesson. So stay with me until the end, because I promise you, you are going to laugh. You are going to practice speaking English, and you will never forget these lessons. All right, are you ready? Let's jump into our first funny English video. Funny clip reaction 1, the restaurant mix-up. Imagine this. A man walks into a restaurant. He wants to order a plate of fried rice, but instead of saying fried rice, he says fly lice. Yes, you heard that right. He says to the waiter, "Excuse me, can I have some fly lice?" The waiter looks shocked. He says, "Sorry, sir, did you just say fly lice?" The man repeats, "Yes, fly lice. Please, now, if you're listening, you know, the man really wanted fried rice, but his pronunciation was wrong. Instead of fried rice, it sounded like fly lice, two completely different things. Let's practice this together so you never make the same mistake. Repeat after me. Fried rice, fried rice, fried rice. Very good. Now let's try the wrong one just for fun. Ready? Fly lice? Haha. Do you hear the difference? One is delicious food. The other is, well, something you don't want to eat. This is why pronunciation matters. Even one small sound can change the meaning completely. Now, here's a challenge for you. In the comments, I want you to write, what is your favorite food in English? Try writing the correct spelling. And if you're brave, write one funny mistake people could make when pronouncing it. I'll read your comments, and maybe even react to them in another video. Funny clip reaction 2, the wrong question. Okay, let's move to the second funny English moment. This one is from a tourist in New York. The tourist wanted to ask for directions to the beach, but instead, he said something very different. He asked a stranger, "Excuse me, where is the Oh no, that's not the same word. Now, let's be careful here. Beach is a nice, friendly place with sand and water, but if you say it wrong, it sounds like a very bad word. So let's practice this carefully. Repeat after me. Beach, beach, beach. Notice how we make the long E sound. Beach. Now, let's do it short and wrong just for fun. See? That's why the stranger looked so confused. The tourist thought he was asking for the beach, but he actually said something very rude. So, here's the lesson. When you're learning English, stretch that E sound in words like beach, seat, or sheep. Otherwise, you might say the wrong thing. Quick shadowing challenge. Repeat these words after me 3 times. Beach, seat, sheep. Now, let's try the short sound just to feel the difference. Beat, sit, ship. Very different. Right. This is how small sounds can create big misunderstandings. And hey, if you've ever made a funny pronunciation mistake like that, tell me in the comments. I promise, we'll all laugh together. Not at you, but with you. Because mistakes are the best way to learn. Funny clip reaction 3. The job interview disaster. All right, let's go to the third funny video. This one is about a job interview. The interviewer asks the man, "So, what are your strengths?" The man proudly answers, "My strength is, I can eat very fast." Haha. Now, maybe that is true, but that's not what the interviewer was asking. The question, "What are your strengths?" means, what are your skills? What are you good at? Maybe you're good at communication, teamwork, or problem solving, but this man thought the question was about physical strength or something funny. So he said, "I can eat very fast." Let's practice the correct way to answer this question. Repeat after me. My strength is communication. My strength is teamwork. My strength is problem solving. Now let's try a funny one just for laughs. My strength is eating very fast. See, it's important to understand the meaning of the question. Otherwise, your answer will be very funny, but maybe not very professional. So here's another interactive moment. In the comments, tell me what is your strength. Write one sentence in English. My strength is, and complete it. I can't wait to see your answers. Wrapping up part 1. Wow. We've already reacted to 3 funny English videos and I hope you laughed. But also learned something important. Number 1. Be careful with pronunciation. Fried rice is not fly lice. Number 2. Make sure you say beach with a long I sound, not the short sound. Number 3. Understand the meaning of the question before you answer. So here's your mini practice. Repeat these 3 phrases with me. I would like fried rice. Please. Let's go to the beach. My strength is communication. Excellent job. You're learning English. And you're having fun. Make sure to watch it first. It will make today's practice even better. Now, let's continue with more funny English mistakes. And remember, don't just laugh. Repeat after me. Practice shadowing. And really feel the difference in your mouth and your voice. That's how you learn while laughing. Funny clip reaction 4. The awkward compliment. All right. Picture this. A man sees a woman wearing a beautiful dress. He wants to give her a compliment. He wants to say, "You look very beautiful." But instead, he says, "You look very booty-full." Oh no. Can you imagine the woman's face? She didn't know whether to laugh or to be angry. Let's slow this down. The word is beautiful. Let's repeat together. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, let's compare it with the funny mistake. Booty-full. Haha. Can you hear the difference? One is a nice, polite compliment. The other sounds, well, very different. Here's your practice sentence. You look very beautiful today. Let's say it 3 times together. You look very beautiful today. You look very beautiful today. You look very beautiful today. Good. Now, in the comments, write one nice compliment in English for a friend. For example, "Your smile is beautiful," or "You are very kind." Try it, and I'll check your sentences. Funny clip reaction 5, the hotel problem. Okay, next funny mistake. A tourist goes to a hotel reception desk. He wants to say, "I need a sheet for my bed," but he says it very quickly. And it sounds like something very bad instead of sheet. It sounds like he said, "S." The receptionist was so confused. She said, "Excuse me, sir, what do you need?" He repeated louder, "I need a swat for my bed." Oh no, that's not what he meant. This is why we need to practice the long E sound. Let's do it together. Sheet, sheet, sheet. Now, for contrast, let's do the short version. See? Completely different meaning. Practice the full sentence. I need a sheet for my bed. Repeat after me 3 times. I need a sheet for my bed. I need a sheet for my bed. I need a sheet for my bed. Much better. And here's a quick question for you. Have you ever had a funny problem in a hotel? Maybe you asked for something and the staff didn't understand. Write your story in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Funny clip reaction 6, the funny flirt. Now, this next one is my favorite. A man was trying to flirt in English. He wanted to say, I have a crush on you. That means, I like you. But instead, he said, I have a crash on you. Oh no, a crash. Like a car accident. That doesn't sound very romantic. The girl looked confused and asked, a crash? And the man just smiled and said, yes, a crash. Let's practice so we don't make the same mistake. Repeat after me. Crush, crush, crush. Now let's compare crash. Do you hear it? Crush is soft. Crash is loud and explosive. Here's your practice sentence. I have a crush on you. Say it with me 3 times. I have a crush on you. I have a crush on you. I have a crush on you. Good job. And just for fun, let's try the wrong one. I have a crash on you. Haha. That doesn't sound romantic at all. Right. Now, here's something interactive for you. In the comments, write, if you had to tell someone you like them in English, what sentence would you use? Write it down and practice. Mini shadowing challenge. Before we move to the next funny clip, let's do a quick shadowing game with 3 sentences. Repeat after me, just like you're copying my voice. You look very beautiful today. I need a sheet for my bed. I have a crush on you. Perfect. Do you feel the rhythm and the sound? That's shadowing. You are training your ears, your tongue, and your brain at the same time. Funny clip reaction 7, the food mix-up. Okay, one more funny moment before we finish part 2. A man was in a restaurant. He wanted to order chicken breast, but instead, he said, chicken breasts. Now, this may not sound too bad, but the way he said it made people laugh, because breasts in English can also mean something very different. The waiter tried not to laugh, but everyone at the table was giggling. The correct way is just chicken breast. Let's say it slowly together. Chicken breast, chicken breast, chicken breast. Good. Now let's practice a full sentence. I would like a chicken breast. Please, say it with me 3 times. I would like a chicken breast. Please, I would like a chicken breast. Please, I would like a chicken breast. Please. Much better. So remember, sometimes adding an S makes a big difference. Be careful. Wrapping up part 2. Alright, let's quickly review what we learned today. Beautiful, not bootyful. Sheet, not crush, not crash. Chicken breast, not chicken breasts when ordering food. We laughed a lot, but we also learned very important lessons about pronunciation and word choice. Now, here's your practice homework. In the comments, write one funny English mistake you've made, or maybe a funny mistake you've heard from someone else. Trust me, sharing your story will make everyone laugh and learn. We laughed about bootyful, sheep, crash, and chicken breast. Now, it's time for even more fun, this time at the airport. Airports are full of stress, lines, and announcements, but they're also full of funny English misunderstandings. And today, we're going to react to one that made me laugh so hard, but also taught me a really important lesson about pronunciation. Funny clip reaction 8, the security problem. Picture this. A tourist is going through airport security. The officer asks, "Do you have anything in your bag?" The tourist wants to say, "Yes, I have some clothes." But instead, he says, "Yes, I have some close." The officer looks confused. Close. Close to what? The tourist repeats, "I have close in my bag." The officer starts laughing. He finally understands. The tourist meant clothes. Let's practice together. This one is tricky. Clothes, clothes, clothes. Now compare with the word close. Close. Do you hear the difference? Close has a TH sound at the end. Put your tongue gently between your teeth and blow air. Practice with me. Clothes. Good. Now, a full sentence. I have some clothes in my bag. Repeat 3 times. I have some clothes in my bag. I have some clothes in my bag. I have some clothes in my bag. Perfect. Now you won't confuse clothes and clothes. Here's a fun question for you. What's one item you always pack when you travel? Write it in the comments. For me, I always pack a book. Funny clip reaction 9. The boarding gate confusion. Here's another airport story. A man is waiting at the gate. The announcement says, "Passengers for Flight 302, please board now." The man runs to the desk and says loudly, "I am boring." Oh no, he wanted to say "I am boarding," but instead he said boring. The staff looked surprised. "You're boring." What he meant was, "I am boarding." Let's practice. Boarding, boarding, boarding. Now compare with boring. Boring. Different meaning. Right. Practice the sentence. I am boarding the plane. Say it with me 3 times. I am boarding the plane. I am boarding the plane. I am boarding the plane. Great. Now the funny mistake. I am boring the plane. Imagine saying that to the flight attendant. In the comments, answer this. Have you ever been bored on a plane? Write yes. I was bored, or no. I was not bored. Practice using bored correctly. Mini shadowing challenge. Okay, time for a quick shadowing game. Repeat after me like you are my echo. I have some clothes in my bag. I am boarding the plane. I am bored on the plane. Excellent. Do you feel the difference? Your pronunciation is getting sharper. Funny clip reaction 10. The airplane seat mix-up. Now, let's go inside the airplane. A passenger wants to say, "This is my seat," but he says, "This is my sit." The flight attendant says, "Your sit." What do you mean? The man points to the chair and says louder, "This is my sit." Everyone around starts laughing. The correct word is seat, not sit. Let's practice. Seat, seat, seat. Now compare. Sit. One is a noun seat. One is a verb sit. Here's the correct sentence. This is my seat. Repeat 3 times. This is my seat. This is my seat. This is my seat. Now the funny version. This is my sit. That sounds strange. Right. Here's a challenge for you. Write a sentence in the comments using the word seat. For example, I have a seat by the window. Can you do it? Funny clip reaction 11. Customs confusion. All right. Here's another funny one. At customs, the officer asks, "Do you have anything to declare?" The tourist wants to say, "No, nothing," but instead, he says, "No, everything." The officer laughs. Everything. What do you mean? Everything. The tourist shakes his head, confused. He meant nothing, but he said everything. This is a classic opposite mistake. Let's practice. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Now, everything, everything. They are completely different. Be careful. Practice the correct sentence. I have nothing to declare. Say it 3 times. I have nothing to declare. I have nothing to declare. I have nothing to declare. Much better. Mini practice round. Let's do another shadowing round with all these sentences. Repeat after me. I have some clothes in my bag. I am boarding the plane. This is my seat. I have nothing to declare. Excellent. You're doing amazing. We've traveled through funny mistakes at the airport. And now it's time to check into the hotel. Oh yes, hotels are another place full of English confusion. And today, we'll laugh, react, and shadow together while learning some useful phrases for traveling. Funny clip reaction 12. The bed or the bad. Imagine this. A tourist walks into the hotel lobby. He wants to say, "I booked a room with a big bed." But instead, he says, "I booked a room with a big bad." The receptionist looks surprised. "A big bad? Bad what?" The tourist repeats, "Yes, yes, big bad." Finally, The receptionist understands. He means bed. Let's practice. Bed, bed, bed. Now compare with bad. Bad. Different sound, different meaning. Practice the full sentence. I booked a room with a big bed. Repeat 3 times. I booked a room with a big bed. I booked a room with a big bed. I booked a room with a big bed. Now, the funny mistake. I booked a room with a big bed. Haha. That doesn't sound very comfortable. Here's a question for you. Do you prefer a soft bed or a hard bed? Write your answer in the comments. Funny clip reaction 13. The beach or the bitch? This one is classic. A man checks in at a hotel near the sea. He says proudly, I want a room with a bitch view. The receptionist gasps. Excuse me. The man points to the window. Yes, bitch view. Of course. He meant beach. Beach versus bitch. Just one small sound makes a huge difference. Let's practice carefully. Beach, beach, beach. Now, bitch. Totally different. Remember, EI in beach is a long sound. Practice the correct sentence. I want a room with a beach view. Repeat 3 times. I want a room with a beach view. I want a room with a beach view. I want a room with a beach view. Much better. Don't confuse beach with the other word. One is beautiful. The other is rude. Funny clip reaction 14. The pool mix-up. Here's another funny hotel story. A guest goes to the front desk and asks, Where is the pool? The receptionist says, Pull. Pull what? The guest makes swimming movements with his arms. He means the pool. Let's practice. Pool, pool, pool. Now compare with pull. Pull. Different. Pool is for swimming. Pull is what you do with your hands. Practice the sentence. I want to swim in the pool. Say it 3 times. I want to swim in the pool. I want to swim in the pool. I want to swim in the pool. Now the mistake. I want to swim in the pool. That doesn't make sense. Here's your challenge. Write a comment using the word pool. Example. The hotel has a big pool. Funny clip reaction 15. The sheet problem. This one made me laugh so much. A guest calls housekeeping and says, I need a clean shit. The staff is shocked. Excuse me. The guest repeats louder. I need a clean shit on my bed. Oh no. He wanted to say sheet. Let's practice. Sheet. 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 Now compare with shit. Careful with that one. Practice the correct sentence. I need a clean sheet. Say it 3 times. I need a clean sheet. I need a clean sheet. I need a clean sheet. Now the funny mistake. I need a clean shit. That will always make people laugh. Mini shadowing challenge. Okay. Time for shadowing. Repeat after me quickly. Like my echo. I booked a room with a big bed. I want a room with a beach view. I want to swim in the pool. I need a clean sheet. Excellent. Keep practicing until your mouth feels comfortable. Funny clip reaction 16. The bill or the bell. Here's one more hotel mix-up. A checkout. A guest says, Can you bring me the bell? The receptionist looks confused. The bell. Ding ding. The guest nods seriously. Yes, the bell. But actually, he meant bill. Bill is the paper you pay. Bell is the ding-ding sound at the desk. Let's practice. Bill, bill, bill. Now. Bell. Very close, but not the same. Practice the correct sentence. Can you bring me the bill? Repeat 3 times. Can you bring me the bill? Can you bring me the bill? Can you bring me the bill? Much better. Mini review round. Let's review all our hotel sentences. Repeat after me. I booked a room with a big bed. I want a room with a beach view. I want to swim in the pool. I need a clean sheet. Can you bring me the bill? Perfect. You sound like a confident hotel guest now. So far, we've laughed through the airport, the taxi, and the hotel. Now, it's time for one of the funniest places of all, the restaurant. Oh yes, when people order food in English, misunderstandings happen all the time. Today we'll watch, laugh, react, and of course, practice English together. Funny clip reaction 17. Chicken or kitchen? Picture this. A tourist sits down in a restaurant and the waiter asks, "What would you like to order?" The tourist replies confidently, "I want the fried kitchen." The waiter blinks. "Fried kitchen?" "Yes, fried kitchen." "Please." He meant to say fried chicken. Let's practice. Chicken, chicken, chicken. Now, kitchen. Close, but very different meaning. Practice the correct sentence. I want fried chicken. Say it 3 times. I want fried chicken. I want fried chicken. I want fried chicken. Now the mistake. I want fried kitchen. Haha. That doesn't taste very good. Funny clip reaction 18. Dessert or desert? Here's another classic. A woman after dinner says, "I want a desert." The waiter looks confused. "A desert?" "Yes, 1 desert. Please." "Of course." She wanted dessert. Sweet cake, not a hot desert. Let's practice carefully. Dessert, dessert, dessert. Now, desert. Totally different. Correct sentence. I want a dessert. Say it 3 times. I want a dessert. I want a dessert. I want a dessert. Now the funny mistake. I want a desert. Haha. Imagine eating sand. No thank you. Quick question. What's your favorite dessert? Chocolate cake. Ice cream? Write it in the comments. Funny clip reaction 19. Coke or cook? Here's one from a fast food place. A man says, "I want a cook." The cashier is shocked. "A cook?" "Yes, 1 cook. Please. With ice." "Of course." He meant Coke. Let's practice. Coke, Coke, Coke. Now, cook. Very different. Correct sentence. I want a Coke. Repeat 3 times. I want a Coke. I want a Coke. I want a Coke. Now the mistake. I want to cook. Ha. Poor chef. Funny clip reaction 20. Soup or soap? This is one of my favorites. A man at a restaurant says, "Can I have tomato soup?" The waiter smiles politely. Soap. Yes. 1 tomato soup? He meant tomato soup. Let's practice. Soup. 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 Now, soap. Totally different. Correct sentence. Can I have tomato soup? Say it 3 times. Can I have tomato soup? Can I have tomato soup? Can I have tomato soup? Now the funny mistake. Can I have tomato soap? Haha. That's for washing, not eating. Here's your turn. Write a comment with your favorite kind of soup. For me, it's chicken noodle soup. Funny clip reaction 21. Rice or mice? This one always makes people laugh. A woman says, "I want fried mice." The waiter jumps. Fried what? Yes, fried mice. Of course. She wanted fried rice. Let's practice. Rice, rice, rice. Now, mice. Very different. Correct sentence. I want fried rice. Say it 3 times. I want fried rice. I want fried rice. I want fried rice. Now the funny mistake. I want fried mice. Huh. Not on the menu today. Mini shadowing challenge. Now let's practice together quickly. Repeat like my echo. I want fried chicken. I want a dessert. I want a Coke. Can I have tomato soup? I want fried rice. Perfect. You sound like a hungry, confident tourist now. Funny clip reaction 22. The bill or the meal? Here's another mix-up. At the end of dinner, a man says, "Can you bring me the meal?" The waiter replies, "The meal. You already ate it." The man repeats, "Yes, the meal." Oh no, he wanted to say bill. Let's practice. Bill, bill, bill. Now, meal. Correct sentence. Can you bring me the bill? Say it 3 times. Can you bring me the bill? Can you bring me the bill? Can you bring me the bill? Now the mistake. Can you bring me the meal? Haha. Too late for that. Funny clip reaction 23. The steak confusion. A man proudly says, "I want a snake." The waiter gasps. Snake. Real snake. Yes. Please? Medium rare. He meant steak. Let's practice. Steak. 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 Now, snake. Be careful. Correct sentence. I want a steak. Say it 3 times. I want a steak. I want a steak. I want a steak. Now the funny mistake. I want a snake. Haha. That's a dangerous dinner. Mini review round. Okay. Repeat all our restaurant sentences with me. I want fried chicken. I want a dessert. I want a Coke. Can I have tomato soup? I want fried rice. Can you bring me the bill? I want a steak. Excellent. You sound ready to order in English without mistakes. We've laughed through airports, taxis, hotels, and restaurants. And now, it's time for our final stop, shopping. Oh yes, when tourists go shopping in English, funny mistakes are everywhere. Today we'll laugh, we'll learn, and we'll practice speaking English together one last time in this series. Funny clip reaction 24. Pants or plants. Imagine this. A tourist goes to a store and asks the shopkeeper, "Do you have black plants?" The shopkeeper looks confused. Plants. This is a clothing store. The tourist points. Yes, those black plants? Of course. He meant pants. Let's practice. Pants. 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 Now. Plants. Very different meaning. Correct sentence. Do you have black pants? Say it 3 times. Do you have black pants? Do you have black pants? Do you have black pants? Now the funny mistake. Do you have black plants? Haha. Maybe for your garden, but not for your closet. Funny clip reaction 25. Shirt or short. Here's another mix-up. A woman says, "I want to buy a white short." The clerk hands her one short pant. The woman looks confused. No, I mean a shirt. Let's practice. Shirt. 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 Now, short. Be careful. Correct sentence. I want to buy a white shirt. Say it 3 times. I want to buy a white shirt. I want to buy a white shirt. I want to buy a white shirt. Now the funny mistake. I want to buy a white short. Only half an outfit. Quick question. What color shirt do you usually wear? Write it in the comments. Funny clip reaction 26. Bag or back. Another tourist says, "Can I buy a new back?" The shopkeeper gasps. A new back. Like your body. The tourist points at the shelf. Yes, one back. Please. Of course. He meant bag. Let's practice. Bag. 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 Now. Back. Correct sentence. Can I buy a new bag? Say it 3 times. Can I buy a new bag? Can I buy a new bag? Can I buy a new bag? Now the mistake. Can I buy a new back? Haha. Not possible in this shop. Funny clip reaction 27. Cap or cup. Here's a funny one. A tourist says, "I want a blue cup for my head." The shopkeeper laughs. A cup. For your head. He meant cap. Let's practice. Cap. 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 Now. Cup. Correct sentence. I want a blue cap for my head. Say it 3 times. I want a blue cap for my head. I want a blue cap for my head. I want a blue cap for my head. Now the mistake. I want a blue cup for my head. Not very stylish. Funny clip reaction 28. Price or prize. Here's another mix-up. A tourist points at a jacket and says, "What is the prize?" The shopkeeper laughs. The prize. Did you win something? He meant price. Let's practice. Price. 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 Now. Prize. Correct sentence. What is the price? Say it 3 times. What is the price? What is the price? What is the price? Now the mistake. What is the prize? Haha. No free gifts today. Mini shadowing challenge. Shopping edition. Okay. Repeat after me like my echo. Do you have black pants? I want to buy a white shirt. Can I buy a new bag? I want a blue cap for my head. What is the price? Excellent. You sound like a confident shopper now. Funny clip reaction 29. Cheap or sheep? This one is classic. A tourist looks at shoes and says, "These shoes are very sheep." The shopkeeper is confused. Sheep. Yes, very sheep. Of course. He meant cheap. Let's practice. Cheap. Sheep. Cheap. Now. Sheep. Correct sentence. These shoes are very cheap. Say it 3 times. These shoes are very cheap. These shoes are very cheap. These shoes are very cheap. Now the mistake. These shoes are very sheep. Haha. No animals here. Funny clip reaction 30. Sale or sale. Finally. A man walks into a store and says, "Is this on sale?" The shopkeeper laughs. Sale. Like a boat. He meant sail. Let's practice. Sale. 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 Now. Sale. Correct sentence. Is this on sale? Say it 3 times. Is this on sale? Is this on sale? Is this on sale? Now the mistake. Is this on sale? Haha. No ocean here. Final review challenge. Let's review everything from shopping today. Repeat after me. Do you have black pants? I want to buy a white shirt. Can I buy a new bag? I want a blue cap for my head. What is the price? These shoes are very cheap. Is this on sale? Perfect. Closing the series, and that's it. We've reached the end of our funny English journey. From airports to taxis, hotels to restaurants, and now shopping. You've laughed, you've learned, and you've practiced real English phrases. Remember, laughing is one of the best ways to learn. When something is funny, you never forget it. So, here's your final challenge. Write 1 funny sentence in the comments using the word pants, 1 using price, and 1 using soup. I'll check your answers and maybe even use them in a future video. If you enjoyed this series, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Miss Puong English, and share it with your friends. The more you practice, the faster your English improves. Thank you so much for laughing and learning with me. Keep practicing, keep smiling, and remember, English is fun. I'll see you in the next video.